Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome. So we shall start the lesson now. Okay, ready?
The question is, does being a social media influencer appeal to you? Why or why not?
Oh, okay. Well, this is a very common question asking students nowadays. Okay, later you type inside
Okay.
the can you type now? Can you type now?
Okay.
Hey, why guys? This who is not in yet. I'm not sure she's coming in or not. Who is that guy? Kang Yao, okay. Okay, let's go for this particular homework that we need to complete. Okay, does being a social media influencer appeal to you? It came up one of the questions somewhere in the O-level oral exam, prelim one. Okay, I think there's some question asked.
Honestly, I feel like it probably came out. That's why my chair is giving it.
I think it came up before.
I still have a feeling.
Yeah. Okay. So later we're gonna complete this one here, which is war and cloning, right? Remember? Oh, where's it? Okay, you are a reporter, then you are supposed to cover everything as a newspaper article to present to the world readers or certain group of professional readers to read your articles about war and clonings. Right. So today is the last lessons for this month for war and cloning. Next month will be a very, very interesting topics that will be success and failures. I think it's the right time to come in this question, I'll tell you, because because August onward, it's all about exam period.
End of year already, yeah.
对咯.
Now, in fact, for some school, like HS1 already started, like their mother tongue one.
What thing?
Their mother tongue, like O level, is started already.
Oh, a lot started already. Is a confirm already.
Yeah, I know. They already started.
Already. They are prelim already. So you can see these 2 months is all like very hectic. Okay. All right. So without further ado, so we go back to this one first, then we later cover up this one. So anyway, if you got some time, we can take this time to talk about your WA oral. Then after the whole thing, we can do the testimonial. Okay, so I'll leave it to you all. Okay, let's look at this picture here, children. Now look at this one here. If you are the news, okay, you can see that the headline is the Sunday Herald. Now that war is here, what is my share? So look at the so-called main title, and then the subtitle is some answer to the questions now uppermost in the mind of every citizen. What shall young and old, rich and poor, men and women do for the cause of the nations? So it's much better than using this article here because we are talking war and cloning. So all the more, this is an article that is way back in 1917, which is hey, Hanling, you should know, what was that? Under what era, under what situation, under what?
France, I don't know.
1917.
1917, that was when France was kind of losing the war and northern France was being invaded, right?
Yes, and there's there's something to sign.
No, Deauville was like 2 years later.
Correct, 1919. Correct. That is what is that things to sign?
Treaty of Versailles.
Yes, that's in France, Treaty of Versailles. So this one is under what event?
The First World War.
Which war?
The First World War.
Yes, correct. Well done. World War I, right?
So wait, was it because they started because assassination?
Yes, correct. Ferdinand, one of the which country? Suddenly I forgot.
Archduke Fernandez of Serbia.
Fernandez.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got assassinated, and after that, the whole war turned into chaos.
It's been a while. I stopped teaching history because so far nobody want to come in for history lesson. 呀，没有学生
It's
进来。
okay, Chai, you can teach me. I was just done.
Oh yeah, but I'm teaching for those who are taking exam. But okay,
Yeah.
well, anyway, you got some ideas. So imagine you are the reporter. What do you think about these headlines here? And what are the contents? Just imagine what are the contents, just verbally say, no need to write. Bobby, what are the contents you think you will write? I'll give you 1 minute to think. If I'm the reporter, I will write something like, okay, as you know, war is inevitable due to, if you know about a bit of history of World War I, you'll know that it's kind of bring in the other countries that is unnecessary to be involved in the war. But because of this so-called World War I involved a lot of countries that come in together to play a part to defend their sovereignties, their independence, rights and everything. So there you are, you can see this is Uncle Sam. Okay, Uncle Sam is standing here. Uncle Sam stands for United States, and you can see that from the star here, you know that this is Uncle Sam. Standing right in front of the group of people here, it should be every citizen. So you put that at your survey. So what is your starting headlines would you want to type? You want to do? You want to show? For me, I say, are you ready? The war is at your doorstep now. It's now or never. Take out your arms and get ready to defend the sovereignties of your motherland. Something like that. So how are you going to write this? You can type it out if you want to. If not, then you just say verbally, up to you. Okay, honey.
Can I have some time to think first?
Yes, of course. Okay, I'll let you all think. Next, what is your thought on this? Cloning, do it or don't do it? Okay, so let's read about the article. I'll let you all think, and somewhere maybe about 8:45, then we come up some answer for that. Journey of a human mind. Okay, let me read the first paragraph and then followed by Tian Yu, okay? We face a world that is far different from our ancestor world. Wow, what do you mean by that? So it's just a headline. Just imagine you're writing a news article with such a big, strong statements. You remember the atmosphere, the interesting start, and which is the motivation statements, and then finally create the suspense for the next paragraph. But we have the potential to understand and solve the problems of today. Wow. The reader, the author, or this journalist want to make it such a way that he make us very professional, very educated, very profound, well, things like that, and solve of today's problems, many of which are man-made. So it's kind of artificial. What do you mean by that? What he meant by that? If we first understand who we are and how the past has made us, we must know what is unchanging about the human natures and recognize what we can, excuse me, and recognize what we can and must consciously change to ensure the future for ourselves and our planet. Well, this one's mentioned kind of talking about the future generations. They are going to affect their livelihood, their future path, or even the kind of sustainability, or I don't know. Maybe let's read on and see what you talk about the human minds. So the title is The Journey of a Human Mind. So our human mind, if you reverse reading, is the mind of a humans to take a journey to where? A journey to the past, to present, so to the future. We are not sure what are the path are we going to set. Are we going to set ourselves that we are able to foresee, like a fortune teller, that hey, looks, we are here to make sure that everything's going fine, even though war is inevitable, even though cloning is part and parcel of our life. I'm very sorry. These few days, Uncle Raymond is not really in a good mood. Reason is my father-in-law was hospitalized. Okay, intestine bleeding and stomach having tumor. 2 days ago, my cousin in New Zealand passed away of breast cancer. This morning, through technology, Hanling and Tian Yu, I'm able to attend the funeral by Zoom. Okay, she's very young, around 58 years old, and because of cancer. So no matter how bad it is, like it's a human mind. How can I stay positive? Actually, no mood. If you ask me, then my son also, my younger son now WA exam, then he also sick. And then my stupid cough also coming. And this morning I went to TCM to acupuncture this finger. So I already explained the first part. Can we have the second part, please?
The human's journey is the journey of, wait, what? Is it that one?
Yeah, the human journey.
Okay. The human journey is the journey of the human mind. How it developed, the world it made, and the problem it solved. Why and how it solved them, and how those solutions affect its evolution and subsequent decisions. Continue, right?
Yes, please.
All right. Modern discoveries have shown that qualities that we thought were the unique provenance of our human brain
Provenance, bro.
provenance.
Hello, source-based questions. Provenance. Yeah.
Provenance of our human brain, in fact, belong to the other species as well. Rats will sacrifice food to help other rats, even strangers. Bonobos show altruism, and empathy, and a sense of fairness is seen in many animals.
Okay, so what got to do with war and cloning? So what to do with human minds? So we are looking at the different perspective. If you're writing an essay like that, an article, we don't just zoom in the war and clonings. We have to look into other perspective, how these human minds change people's perceptions, change people's brain to see that. I don't understand that. And Han Ling, I'll tell you, I'll stop here. If you are now born in Japan, Han Ling, you do history, you know the kamikaze and the harakiri, the Japanese, wow, boom, banzai, boom, then that. Then the Zero Fighter, the kamikaze. Let's say both of you are Japanese Zero Fighter pilots. Will you kamikaze?
No. Unless it's like, if it's for the sake of the world, for it to like end it, then sure.
But you're born in that era, no, my dear. You're born in that era under the Emperor Hirohito. So okay, you will die for the so-called Imperial Army and the divine of the Emperor. You won't die. You won't kamikaze.
Honestly, it depends. If I'm really forced to, then sure. If
If
not,
you're
if
forced
I
to, you don't
have
have a choice, you see.
Oh, okay, then I think I guess I'm dying.
Actually, you got a choice, Han Ling. You got a choice. In fact, after if you watch the
Pretty sure what happened, what happened for them to start all that was because they were losing the one. They were like, oh, you know what? We just bomb them in.
No, you see, if you watch a movie, Han Ling, I urge you to watch this movie called Letter to Iwo Jima.
Oh, I legit thought Chell was gonna say Oppenheimer.
No, Letter to Iwo Jima. You go and watch this movie, Han Ling. You understand, this guy, after fighting for quite long already, then he asked himself this question, hey, WTF, man? What am I fighting for? Then they start to think of them, they're missing their parents, they're missing their wife, their children. And then is it really fighting? And you realize Japan after that, when the Midway, you know what, Han Ling, you know, right, the Midway, when they fight, they really lost quite a fair bit of aircraft carrier and the manpower. And because of the island hopping, and then some of the general was killed and missing in action and captured in actions, and then all their resources are depleting. They're actually not doing that well. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Kang Yao has CCA. He may not be coming in later. So you realize that this type of things is not whether you will die for it. It's number one is brainwash, right, Han Ling? You can know, right? Just like Germans, Germans, they go for war with Nazis for Nazis' purpose. It's because they are desperate because of Great Depressions for one reason, and then the hyperinflation, and because of they hate the Jews so much, right? So they decided to kill and make Germans great again because they are Aryan race, and because they are someone that looks upon as one of the supreme power. Until today, you realize, Han Ling and Tian Yu, do you agree that on the road now, which is the most popular car?
On the road.
Yeah.
On the road.
If you want
to
buy
Singapore,
on the road or Singapore, let's say.
Toyota.
Toyota.
No. If you are rich enough, will you buy Toyota?
No.
Yeah, but you said most popular on the road.
Most common.
It's the Toyota.
Okay, I take back my word. I'm so sorry. Do you which one do you think is the most prestigious and the most got status car?
Lamborghini / Bugatti.
Bugatti.
Hale,
Lamborghini. I think.
Bulgari,
Bugatti or Lamborghini, either one.
okay. That one too expensive already. Nothing wrong. I have to rephrase my questions. Which one is the for businessman car?
You just want us to see you say Volkswagen, bro.
Yeah, man, bro.
You just want us to say Volkswagen, I know it.
Girl.
Yeah, because of the history.
Nah, I will not say it.
Hale, because of the history.
I know. Yeah, I know.
I think we know that BMW, Mercedes, and Volkswagens are the most popular German car on the road. Right? Of course, you compare with Volvo and others. Fair. Okay. Anyway, nevertheless, we know that this is some things that we got to do to show that, you know, this is also war. War in terms of competitions, war against economy, war against branding, war against status. Okay, let's go to the next one. Can you continue religion?
Religion was thought to be the birthplace of morality, but morality is now understood to be an innate characteristic in us and other animals. Virtues, popular, expounded as providing a ticket to heaven, are now understood as evolutionary. Evolutionary tools through unnecessary selfishness is cultivated. A selfishness which enables a more comprehensive understanding to stabilize in the brain. Our spiritual leaders and prophets, although often misunderstood, all spoke of this. Now our neurobiologists and evolutionary philosophy, evolutionary physiologists, psychologists to do as well. Holy shit.
No, don't keep blaming yourself. Please, no negative here, please. It's okay. We all make mistakes. So you see, now they talk about religions as a thought to boost the morale. But some people don't believe in religions. You agree or Hanley? You agree? Some people say, hello, excuse me, don't talk about what Jesus, Muhammad or Buddhist, or Buddha. No, I'm not interested in all this. I only believe in scientific stuff. I only believe in money. I only believe in my own. If I don't work hard, I'm going to screw up my life.
I only believe in 财神爷.
You're very realistic. You're damn bloody realistic, I tell you.
Every Singaporean during Chinese New Year. 财神爷.
Honestly, I would prefer a God that give me health than wealth. Okay? Because
you know what I prefer a God that gives me both. You know what I prefer a God that gives me both.
财神爷.
No, I won't say both. 天下没有两全其美的事情。Okay, like that day I went to visit my father-in-law in the hospital. I see some of the old people, you know, I got one time I visited my mother-in-law, right? Yeah, in the hospital. A few walk away, got this auntie or uncle just passed on. But the blanket was covered on the body. So when I walk past, I look at it, of course their loved one was crying, all these things. No matter how rich the person is, you agree not? Sometimes money cannot buy health. You see my cousin who passed away in New Zealand. Guess what, Tianyu and Haling? 他的女儿是医生。Hello, brother. 他的女儿 my niece is a doctor. Hey, how Haling? You know, sometimes you see what I mean.
But there's one thing I have to say about it. Is that for now, yes, it can't buy, but then in the future, once technology buy all those like very good things, like when they invent stuff that can cure cancer and stuff, that's where money will play a part.
Honestly, Tianyu, I would not want to live after 100 years old. My aim is to live up to 100 years, but if I can live up to 90 plus or 80 plus and then go, I'm still happy, right? But if you want me to live up to 100 plus and using technology to have an artificial lung and heart and whatever you call it in the body, I don't want.
Nah, that will define human nature though.
No, it's not defined because God may give you the, like what you say, Tianyu, technology, true now. Even now, people also got the artificial heart valve.
Okay, wait, let me rephrase what I said. It will define the beauty of a human.
Okay. Smart boy. So, you see, like war and cloning is the same. I feel that cloning is important. At least, my cousin was relapsed. The cancer was 7 years ago. Then it was cured. Then after 7 years later, the cancerous cell came back. So that shows no matter how rich a person is, I mean, if you cannot have a good health, I'd rather to be enough to survive than to live out a very rich life with a lot of money, but you don't really enjoy what you earn, then it's no point. It's just like cloning. You can clone a lot of things, but at the end, if the cloning doesn't help humans to beat out all these diseases or even make it worse to create villains, evils, devils, or dictatorship, then you might as well don't. Because instead of saving the world, you'll be like, honey, you're destroying the world. So what is the point of cloning? It's like, so sometimes war is good. I told you, war against poverty, war against dictatorship is good. But if it's war against humanities for no reason, then sorry. Last part makes continue.
All right, wait. Okay. The human brain is flexible. It has enabled us to adapt, survive, and even flourish all over the world. We are the only animal that can do this, but this flexibility has a downside. We are easily manipulated and influenced by the group or culture in which we find ourselves. We are wired to be social animals, to connect beyond immediate circle, but we too often limit ourselves to thinking in terms of us and them.
Sorry, you know, this paragraph are relating to your question. Does being a social media influence appeal to you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I coughed. Why and why not? So this paragraph really related. You can copy down. This paragraph is so very true that I don't know about you. I think social media is going to be part and parcel of our life for many years to come until maybe a new platform comes in. So this social media at least kill a lot of things. One of them is a paid advertisement on the newspaper, and also paid advertisement on TV, paid advertisement on radio. So this influencer, actually now you're paying influencer because why? I may not like Han Ling as a person who do this. Maybe I got my own influencer, which is not so popular than Han Ling. I got my own influencer to follow. So this create an opportunity for this. You see, my eco-friendly alone for my boss to get an influencer to showcase their product. I'll tell you, please listen, since we're in this. To get about 10 or 15 influencers just to showcase eco-friendly products. You know, each influencer got a few thousand followers. And you know, right, honey, these followers confirm will buy, right? Because they are followers, right? I won't say 100% correct, honey. But because you tag along this influencer, that means it's like your role model, your old xiang, right? Your the kind of fans to that. So so if the influencer buy this eco-friendly product and say, wow, it's very good, it's eco-friendly and sustainability and save the environment, what are you waiting for? Please join me together to save the world. So yeah, so it's really appeal to you. So that's one point. So like human brains, they appeal to you. Like they point, they know like Han Ling, there's this guy, the Uncle Sam point and say, I want you, correct now? There's this poster, I want you. You see, that poster itself is so intriguing and it's so intimidating, and it's also very innovative to entice the citizens of United States to join in. Just one word, we want you, are you ready? That straight away message tell you that, hey, why you don't wait already? If you are not going to join us, America will be gone, that kind of things. So why are we fighting? Okay, that time they fight during World War I and II, they got a specific reason. But now when they fight, they might be their own agenda within. As you know, right, Han Ling, you know, right, World War I, US never involved until the last part they involved, right? Same thing, the World War II also the one involved until the Japanese go and bomb Pearl Harbor. So you realize that this one, I tell you, you can use, we are wired to be social animals to connect beyond our immediate circle. But we do often limit ourselves to thinking in terms of us and them. So these influencers got these limits. Yeah, we can blindly follow the influencer and get their products and get their support and get their fame, get their reputations. But is that really happening? Is that what you want? So when you buy the products, do you think it's really worth it just because you buy, your influencer is buying? So the same thing, just like I asked you, like, yeah, kamikaze, no kamikaze, sorry. Yeah, the Japanese Zero fighter pilots. Do you think all of them will really do kamikaze now? Han Ling, so far you study history. Do you think all were kamikaze?
I know for a fact that towards the end of the war, right, when Japan started losing, they were like, oh, why not we drive airplane into America ship? That's how the kamikaze was born.
Correct. Because
Yeah, but
they
I don't know why they were like you will do it, you won't do it. I'm pretty sure it's like the higher up command chain that tells you to do it or not. So
yes, it is because they don't have the bomb ready. The
Yeah.
factory are being bombed, so they only left the plane. So myself, it's stupid, right? You are taking your pilots to kamikaze the US things, but you don't forget, no, you kamikaze once, you realize our dear friend in US is a 24/7, no? Right? US has two parts, two continents. If the east side of the west, if the east side of the US is day, the west side of the US is night. Correct. No? It's a 24/7. No? It's running with two continents. So no matter how you cannot overcome US. In my opinion, agree not, honey? You know the time zone. So when you're from New York, you fly to California. It might from morning flying to morning instead of morning flying to night. So it's totally different in my opinion. So tell you, it will be good. So this one you can use it for your oral. So we are being wired, so we cannot destroy the whole entire process. Welcome, Kang Yao. Okay, okay.
Sorry.
No need to apologize, for goodness sake. Next time, no need to apologize. But I know it's a good manners. Just say, I'm sorry, I come in late. It's okay. All right. I want positive. Say, I'm sorry, Uncle. We say, hey, hi, sorry, Uncle Raymond. I'm here. Just don't keep repeating sorry. It's okay.
Okay.
Because I prefer my students' safety come first. Wait, I have to reply. My colleague was asking whether you're in. So I think Kang Yao, safety 安全第一最重要。然后第二你要吃饱，这两件事最重要的。A hungry man is an angry man. Okay, so we are talking about one of the topic here. We are referring to a human mind. Just a quick one for Kang Yao's sake. For him. So we are talking about journey of a human mind. So how can this journey of a human mind affect war and cloning? How can the journey of a human mind, if you reverse reading, is the mind of a human going through a journey? Like you can see, right? I mean now, Kang Yao, if you are moving forward, Kang Yao, for example, now you're 80, 70 plus years old, you're a grandfather already, and then you got 3 children, you got a lot of grandchildren. The first thing your grandchildren want to do homework, yeah. I heard during 1919 to 1922, there was this war. What kind of war do you think he's asking?
1920.
Sorry, 2019 to 2022. Sorry. What war is that? If your grandson is asking you this question.
2019 to 2020.
No, 2019到2022年。
COVID-19.
Yeah, war against COVID-19, right? 对不对？ But 他已经大概10几岁了。I mean, come on, you're moving more than half a century of his life, already, of your life. And then he never experienced COVID 嘛，对不对？ But he only look at the books saying must put masks, but vaccination, how many thousand and hundred of thousands of people die in different parts of the world. Then they tell you that wow, so serious. It's worse than my history that say World War I and II. World War I and II, there are only 3/4 of the world only in war, and the other 1/4 of the world not in war, by right. But this one is the whole, and is the whole entire world, right? The whole entire world, the first time that we are having a war against an invisible enemy. So the journey of a human mind must be so strong and so fascinated that we are so resilient and perseverance that we are able to conquer this invisible enemy that is COVID-19. That is war against COVID-19. So we are coming together. There's one time there's war against CFC. You go and type CFC, that's name very long. A CFC is a gas that is supposed to pump into refrigerator and aircon. And the whole world thinks that these gases will destroy the ozone layer. And they all come together in the United Nations meeting, say, okay, from now on, all manufacturing will not use CFC gases. So you understand, Kang Yao? So your generation now, because you see, honestly, if someone tell you World War II got these people die, the Nanjing 大屠杀, you know what is Nanjing 大屠杀, right?
Yeah.
You better know. We must know. We cannot let the history go on like that. Even if you don't do history, you must better know. But honestly, we don't witness how the Japanese killed the Chinese during World War II, right? We only watch movie here and there. But I tell you, sir, my father and my grandfather really see how a Japanese kill the Chinese with their own eyes. Really with their own eyes. My grandfather, the whole entire bicycle was being confiscated in Sun Hai Road in Singapore. Okay, he was 新化人，他是从莆田下来的。Okay, not today, I got free bicycle already. So you realize this is a first-hand information. So the journey of the mind is that, you see, when my grandfather was still alive, he hate the Japanese like nobody business. Can you imagine, Kang Yao, if now my grandfather is still alive, I bring him to eat sake sushi or sushi day, I tell you he will walk out of the restaurant. 他打死他都不会吃日本餐，fair 吗？喂，我给日本人千亿了，还 patronize， 你头脑有进水呀，对吗 ？Correct.
Yeah.
But that is the journey of a human. But how do we change? But now you see, 你看 my younger son eat sushi. I also learn Japanese. So things like that. There is always one thing, children, leaders, for sure. The mind is the most powerful. Like just now, Kang Yao, I asked Han Ling and Tian Yu, if you are the Japanese Zero Fighter kamikaze, Kang Yao, you know what is kamikaze, right? 就是自杀. Will you do that, Kang Yao? Now let's say you are a Japanese pilot. Will you die for the emperor and boom? Will you?
No.
But you see all the youngsters like your age, 17, 18, they learn how to take off, but they never learn how to land. So it's a sayonara case. Very sad, huh?
Yeah.
Well, why you don't want to die for the emperor?
Because maybe I don't have any connection.
So can you imagine the mind? You get it? But now if I take you back, three of you, to the time machine now, then you see for yourself, you know how they are being brainwashed, how they are being motivated just to die without regrets. 听好来, they die without regrets and they are so happy to die. So Kang Yao, now you understand the terrorists. I can't understand why they can strike their bomb on the body, knowing that they'll blow into many pieces, and they still go and terrorize the MRT station or even shopping mall, right? Next, Kang Yao, can you read to the class, please, about again?
Again, this has been pointed out by spiritual leaders, thinkers, and psychologists, and most succinctly recently by scholar Idris Shah, for example, in the book Reflections. Tolerance and trying to understand others, until recently a luxury, has today become a necessity. This is because unless we can realize that we and others are generally behaving as we do because of inculcated biases over which we have no control, while we imagine that they are our own opinions, we might do something which would bring about the destruction of all of us. Then we will not have any time to learn at all whether tolerance is a good or a bad thing. People cannot handle prejudice because they try to deal with the symptom. Prejudice is the symptom. Wrong assumptions are the cause. Prejudice is the daughter of assumption.
By looking at these pictures, later we'll talk about it. So you see, just now Uncle Raymond mentions, if you are the kamikaze pilots, or even if you are the harakiri, that means, the Japanese during World War II, they will never surrender to the Americans. They rather die, commit suicide than to surrender. But then there are still quite a fair bit of Japanese at the end of the war or during the war, they still surrender. But they are being brainwashed, hey, you surrender, means the US will never accept surrender, they will torture you and kill you. So at the end, might as well I die, I won't believe it. So this is like, you see what you read is the assumptions and the belief. So our mind is very strong. Then you may ask, Uncle, so what got to do with war and cloning? What got to do with my study? What got to do with my essay writing? What got to do with creative writings? You see, when you're writing something, it's the power of language and the power of words and the power of vocab and the power of construction sentences and the power, the most important thing, how are you able to persuade the person to believe what you are written is a true fact, not a hidden fact or hidden agenda? It's something that you want people to perceive your readings, your article, that is she, Lusen, a real. So your fact finding is very important. Like Kang Yao, I told you, I'm not interested for you to pass your Set 2, Set 3, Set 4. I'm interested for you to go to university. So by reading all these articles, I need to bring in, you might think, wow, Uncle Raymond, this one like very team, very difficult to understand, or wow, a lot of cliche, a lot of words that is very confusing. No, you need to learn this because eventually you're going to write something like that. You're not going to write like argumented. Yes, I agree. You have to follow the MOE guideline, the paragraphing, yes, like that. I need you to think more than deeper, further, and higher. Okay, think deeper, higher, and further, and the most important, think back. All the bad stuff last time, the history, what you have. So you have 4 directions: the east, west, north, south. Okay. Carry on. Kang Yao.
Well, most people brought up the West cannot produce this drawing because the Western brain is accustomed to translating 2-dimensional drawings into 3-dimensional figures, and this prevents it from seeing the image as it is.
So what do you think this look like? Tian Yu, Han Ling, and Kang Yao. Is it three? Is it 3 or 1? Or what? Or 2? You see the line? You see? Have you seen this picture, by the way?
Yes.
You see
Yeah, it's an optical illusion. It's a very famous optical illusion.
One, but I've seen similar.
Okay, carry on. So what does it tell you? What is the purpose of this picture?
Tolerance, far-sightedness, liberty, and humility can now be seen in vital necessities to our survival, since we are all one, interdependent.
No. I'm sorry, Kang Yao. I'm asking. Sorry, I thought you know the answer. I'm asking, what do you see from this picture here? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Now, remember the journey of a human mind. What you see this?
I see like a fork.
Fork. You mean like a cha?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about you? Honey, sorry.
I just see like the top part where it's like a U, where it's like the square rectangle kind of thing, and then the lines extend, two of which into one like rod, and then from the inside, from the top line of the second part extends, and the top line from the second part extends. It forms a third fork prong in the middle.
So what does it look like to you, lah?
It just looks like a triple stabby.
Okay, stabby. Okay, look like spade myself, you say, or the chanko. Okay, never mind. Or not chanko. They call what they call this for the farmer to use one. There's a lot of teeth. What do you call that?
A pitchfork.
Thank you. Tian Yu, what do you think about this picture?
It tricks you.
Let me tell you my answer later.
Optical illusion.
Yeah, the moment you look at this picture, what do you think? What you perceive?
What do I see? Like cylinders? I don't know. Cylinders? Oh my god. Cylinders. Like the front is like cylinders, but then at the back it becomes like a rectangle squarish like that.
Okay, let me tell you, the moment I look at this, it reminds me of design and technology, metalwork and woodwork. Right, Kang Yao, you know your school got metalwork and woodwork, right? The design. Yeah. So you know what happened? Because I used to go, I like to kepo, you know what's kepo, like busybody. Because my buddy are in the design technology. So sometimes I will go into D&T to see them doing the metalwork and woodwork. So this is one, the first thing I look at it is like one of my students' masterpiece that is a defected piece of work. Sorry. That means they 他们做错东西的 something wrong with it, they have to redo. But the more I look at it, I cannot take it. It's so illusions and it's so make me looks very blur. But what it means here that you see, we have 4 different answers by looking at these pictures. So what you see is what you get. What you see is not what you just get, but sometimes sorry. Yes, you call me? No.
No, sorry, I'm talking to
okay.
my auntie.
No problem, sorry. Okay. Are you ready to read the next one?
Tolerance, far-sightedness, liberty, and humility can now be seen as vital necessities to our survival since we are all one, interdependent humanity. The dangers of ignoring this fact puts our modern civilization in jeopardy, just as it was 3,000 years ago, when the first interdependent global economy collapsed, resulting in a dark age for more than 3 centuries.
Dark age, if you study the history of dark age, that means they only got plague, got disease, got illnesses, got war. People start to use magical witch and wizard trick, those black magic, whatever you call it, in the cult, for survival. But that tells you that if in our past thousands of years, or even don't say thousand, a few hundred years until today, the human mind is so strong that we are able to kind of dissect ourselves and put ourselves into different platforms to understand why is there necessary to war. Sometimes they give yourself excuses. Okay, I mean, Kan Yao and Tian Yu and Han Ling, and including myself, Uncle Raymond. Sometimes we like to give ourselves excuses. Like, for example, recently, first few days, I was very on the ball, Kan Yao. I will go around my park to walk, exercise, do exercise, sit down. Then after next few days, you know what happened? I say, never mind lah, tomorrow then do lah. Never mind, tomorrow I go swimming. Then tomorrow I go gym. The each day I do it, my stomach get bigger. You get me? My six-pack become one big fat pack. So it's all about what? Discipline, right, Kang Yao? It's all about
No, that's our job. That's our job. You just stole our job.
So, right, Kang Yao, what's CC again? Sorry? Scout, right? What is your CC? Forgot.
Right, mine? Wushu.
Oh, Wushu, right? You know what I mean, right? You can imagine if you're so fat, like really 90 kilo, how do you jump? How do you do the split? How do you fight? Very funny. And by the way, you know who is Hong Qingbao? No, Samuel Hong Qingbao, Chen Long的师兄啊, Hong Qingbao.
Yeah.
You know Hong Qingbao is very fat, but 他小时候是在跟人家学武功, so he's very plump and fat. Can you see how many people like him so fat can do martial art? No way. Correct. So Wushu also got a very strong discipline, right? It's a mindset, right? Right, so right. They always say no pain, no gain. I think Han Ling, you are in the Wushu before, you know. I also in the Wushu, so it's not easy. So the same thing, the journey of the human mind is that you have to train you to be disciplined, the keyword. And now are we disciplined enough to say that no to war, no to cloning, or yes to war, yes to cloning? It's all the mind to tell you why we need to carry out this mission, why we should abolish the missions. Let's go. Last paragraph for you, please. Kang Yao.
Today we have the information that can prevent what will otherwise be a far greater collapse. We understand that because 75% of the human infant's brain develops outside in the world, our in individual worlds are molded by our families and culture, creating very different world views. This is one reason why individuals in different cultures have such difficulty understanding each other. Even their visual systems are not the same. Nevertheless, these differences can no longer stand in the way of solving today's worldwide problems.
I disagree. I disagree the last sentence that nevertheless, these differences can no longer stand in the way of solving problems. Is that, Kang Yao, people choose not to understand, people choose to avoid, people choose to shun from this problem and choose an easy way out to do things. Forefather last time do not have technology, Tian Yu and Han Ling. Forefather do not have the social medias. They use, you see, who invented paper?
Maybe the Egyptian or the Chinese.
Make up your mind, which one?
Egyptian.
No, it's Chinese. Okay. Who make up gunpowder?
The Chinese.
Yeah, a lot of things are Chinese. Who make up chopstick?
The Chinese.
Chinese, And yet the Amor saying, remember there's one, Amor was saying that Please tell the Chinese people don't use woods for chopstick. Huh? We are using bamboo, right? Got
Yeah.
this very advocate of environmentalists. She was from Sweden, telling the Chinese, they say, get your fat right, please lah. Okay, so what I want to tell all of you is that the brain is so important that, you know, Kang Yao, when you're a baby that time, okay, maybe you don't believe, you observe, three of you observe. Next time when you have your own babies, you observe, the baby will cry. The moment the mommy carry the baby, the baby will stop crying most of the time, okay, 90%. You know why not, Kang Yao? Even you as a father, you carry your baby will start crying. But later your wife took over, the baby will, like magical. It's like, hey, you mean they are baby, they can't understand language, right, Kang Yao? Oh, mommy is here. Now you, that 5 years old boy can tell, oh, mommy is here, right? Let's see. But how come a new infant born baby can tell whether this is mommy or not just any ordinary ladies who carry him? Anyone can tell me? It's just like you, Kang Yao, Han and Tian Yu, when you're a baby, when your mom carry you, you know one. You feel warm and nice. But when your auntie or your whoever cousin carry you, female one, you know it's not your mom. How come? Quickly, I'm just curious to know what is no to know your answer. No, don't know one.
Maybe because maybe the voice is they are familiar with the voice.
Okay, fine. How about you, Hanling?
Could you repeat that 1 second?
Don't go and Google it, don't play cheat. Can you? Don't play cheat.
For me, it's pretty much, I think it's instincts.
Instinct, okay. One is instinct, one is a voice. How about you, Hanling?
Same as Tian Yu, honestly.
No, it's the smell. It's the feel and smell. Kang Yao, you are inside your mommy womb for 9 months, right? Correct now. Then you can know the smell. You see, you are a fetus. Do you know the 5 senses, that the most strongest senses that can linger in your brain is smell? Kang Yao, have you ever walked past someone and then you smell the perfume? Hey, damn it, this perfume, I know my friend or my father's friend ever had this perfume before, right? You realize that? Then you walk past, you smell the curry or smell the kind of aroma of the food. You say, hey, this smells is the same like my grandma cooked before one. The power of the smell linger to the brain of the mind. So sometimes you realize when people fainted, right? Fainted, they use the kind of medical oils to make them awake or things like that, right? The scent of the smell triggered it faster rather than talking, voice. Yeah, of course, I agree with the voice and instinct. Yes, all the answers are acceptable. But you don't believe, you go and Google and check. It's the smell of the mom. Very funny one. They smell the mom. This is the first thing linger. Then the brain register already. That's your mom. Stop crying. Oh, because when they cry, they are either hungry for milk, hungry, they are crying because they are not feeling well. They are hungry because their pampers are wet. They are crying because of they feel uncomfortable or rashes. So this, like, you know, when you look at the baby in the mommy's stomach, the mommy was like sayang, you know, that rubbing the stomach. Oh, sometimes the feeder will start kicking and things like that. Then you feel it. Then the feel of sense of touch. You're right. Sense of touch and sense of voice, but the strongest is the sense of smell. Uncle Raymond, why are you talking about biology here? Yeah, it's the same thing. War and cloning. Remember, the German gas the Jews. Correct now? Is it through breathing and smell? Yeah, they got this odorless smell. That's during World War I, correct now? They're using gases. So you see, I hope you learn something. Well, this one very sad. I won't want to stay in this kind of place. Seriously. You know, these kids might be enjoying a free swimming pool. But you never know when a crocodile is coming, or a python, or some creature swimming, or something attack them, good luck, or jellyfish or whatever. And don't forget, they eat, they sleep, they shit and pee all here. They might be drinking all these things. So sometimes we thank God, Kang Yao, that we are not. You know why? Because recently, Kanya, one of my friends went to Cambodia. Okay. One of the 6-month-old baby was sleeping, something like that, but it's a ponding, you know, ponding, a lot of water because they do not have proper sanitations and regulations of the drainage system. The 6-month baby was sleeping here. You see my arrow. You know what happened, Kanya? Next morning, the mother wake up. She was looking for her baby. The next thing she saw her baby floating in Cambodia. Okay, very sad, huh? True story. Han Ling, are you ready? Would you want to stay in this kind of places? I'm just sharing this because I just wondering. Hold on, Han Ling. Seriously, I would not want to stay because I used to stay in these kind of places before. When I was young, I stayed in Pontian, Penzhen, Malaysia, Kang Yao. That was in the 1970s and early 80s, where Singapore and Malaysia started to develop into more cosmopolitan, metropolitans, and more to a better world. But I tell you, seriously, no way, man. It's similar to that. And also, by the way, my grandmother and grandparents used to stay in this type, and they are all fishermen here. I enjoy it when, especially when I go out Kang Yao to the second floor and drink my milk. 我的牛奶. Then I'll just go, ooh, see, very fun. Lucky that time, I'm not so mischievous. It's not that it. Okay, let's move on to, okay, let's go. We human.
One second. We humans inherit that much. The most important thing we inherit is the ability to go beyond our inheritance. Today, thanks to advances in science and technology, studies in animal and primate behavior on the one hand, and in psychology and neuroscience on the other, we can reassess what it means to be human. We humans inherit that much, and the most important thing we inherit is the ability to go beyond our inheritance. This is what we have done throughout our journey. We can look to our history, from our origins in Africa to our expansion throughout the world, to the bands, tribes, city-states, and civilizations we developed through our time on Earth. We can examine the rise, development, and rationale of our institutions, religious, political, economic, ecological, educational, and humanitarian.
Okay, I asked Kang Yao, because, not because you are younger, not to bully you. So after reading that paragraph, will you feel like you're being, wow, I'm saying this country, they're very good, everything peaceful, Uncle Raymond say in Cambodia got this poor baby dying, other place are very sickening or very sad. And another true story I tell you, Kang Yao. One of the 10 years old in Cambodia, I just have a lunch today with my friends. He just came back from Cambodia. True story. This 10-year-old girl, the father and the mother divorced. So father remarried with a stepmother, right, Kang Yao? So instead of the Kang Yao, the stepmother take care of the 10 years old. Every morning when the daddy go out to work, the stepmother will kick the 10 years old girl out of the house for 10 over hours, until when he knows the husband coming back, he will ask the 10 years old girl to come back home. Can you imagine in Cambodia, it's not like Singapore, you can go shopping center, you can go, Cambodians are all villages. At 10 over hours staying outside, hey, if you are lucky, okay, you still can get some food. And if you are unlucky, you get kidnapped and sell away to other countries. So this poor girl was crying and going to the church and asking for help. So my friend, hold on. So my friend saw it and asked the priest, hey, what happened to this 10 years old child? So I can tell you, Kang Yao, you agree with me now. By the time that this 10 years old girl, if she can survive until 20 plus, 30 plus, do you think in her mind, will she hate her stepmother? Confirm, right?
Yeah.
Confirm, right? If she got the chance, she can take a guy and bang her, right? Or if it confirm one day, the stepmother got cancer, 女儿对不起，是妈的错. Can you imagine, Kang Yao? Yeah. WTF. FO get lost. 对不对? But maybe, who knows? Maybe 她可能是很有 very generous, very empathy. Okay, I forgive you. Wow. That's the mind of a person. Hey, Kang Yao, I may not be like the girl so nice, forgive and forget. True now, Kang Yao. You can forgive the person what he had done to you, correct? But I believe in your life, you will never forget what he had done to you. 对吗? Correct. You can forgive, I forgive you, but I will never forget what you had done to me in the past, just like 10 years ago. Same thing. So with the religions and political, it makes Singapore very nice. Right? So Kang Yao, are you ready to defend and protect Singapore. You see, 他讲得很美哦。So is it worthwhile to serve in the army? 你懂我意思吗？ Right. Of course, right, you're Singaporean, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Are you?
Yeah.
So you cannot run away, right? You have to serve the army or serve the police or serve the SCDF, right? You have to serve your 2 years. So this is the way we want. You see, language is so powerful that can drive the person brain. And you agree now? I don't know about you, Kanya. Every time when I see National Day, when they sing National Day song during National Day, even in school, just like last year, they got this guy sing National Day, sing until he cried, right? Remember one of the teachers? I'm one of them. Even in school, I will not sing, and then I got a student, hey, Mr. Shaw, why you never sing? In my heart, I always bluff that in my heart. But the moment I sing, I really feel like crying. Seriously, Kang Yao. The same thing when I go to church, I'm a Catholic, I sing, Dear Jesus, come to me. Then sing halfway, I stop already. It's just very emotional. The brain tell you that, you bring back a lot of things. The power of the brain. Seriously, 你没有听过有些唱歌可以唱到哭的哦，真的，有些可以看。I can tell you, if I got a chance, I can read an essay to you. Most of my students can guarantee more than 50% after reading the essay. You can find it in my website. The title is called Now Sit Down and Listen to Me, My Father Said. That essay was written by my ex-student. Now she's working in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Okay. She wrote the essay, was so beautiful that touched a lot of people's heart. The journey of the human mind is so powerful. So now you understand why I bring this, because a person like Hitler, right? Correct. He can motivate the entire Germans to die for him. The Third Reich, Hitler. The same thing that Japan, Hirohito, Italy, Mussolini, correct or not? Well, suddenly got this long earpiece. I thought the green color. I thought what happened to him? Scare me, Kang Yao. The earpiece so long. Aning.
We face a world that is far from our ancestors' world, but we are equipped to understand and solve the problems of the day, many of which are man-made. If we first understand who we are and how the past has made us, we must know what is unchanging about human nature and recognize what we can and must consciously change to participate in our own evolution. Our human journey began more than 300,000 years ago. Understanding it will lead us to the next step, one that's uniquely human.
Next 300,000 years.
I'm only human after all.
Only human, born to make mistake. Okay. So you see, war is the spectacular and bloody projections of our everyday life. Listen, this guy was saying, Krishnamurti on war. It is, I searched this on the internet. I found that this article is so amazing. It is an outward expression of our inward state and the enlargements of our daily actions. Speak about human mind. Hey, trust me. Read the statement again. War is a spectacular and bloody projection of our everyday life. That means, Kang Yao, okay, I know the two of you are hunting and 10 you don't mind. Kang Yao, what is saying that? Do you realize every day you wake up is like a war to you? Wow, what time you wake up? 5:30?
Sometimes at 6.
Then you say, oh, shucks, man. How I wish today is Saturday and Sunday I can sleep longer. Then you're fighting against yourself already. Then after that, you got to go toilet, change. You take bus or parents drive you?
My parents drive me.
Lucky you, Okay, can you imagine this? I got one time my car went for servicing. I sold my car. I was taking MRT. I cannot get it. I can't get used to it. Sorry. Very congested, right? Confirm, correct. Everyone go to work. They think, oh, so boring. And then you are stuck in the traffic jam. It's okay. Your father is driving. Thank God. Can you imagine? I'm the one driving my son that time and daughter to school and stuck in the jam. Oh, that's another war. War of impatience. War of getting out early. War of going to school. Okay, think about it. Can you your turn, please?
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
In
go.
this short but powerful quote, Krishnamurti sums up the cause. Sums up the
Just say Krishna will do.
Krishna, okay. Krishna sums up the causes of war. That is the amplified result of what goes what goes on inside ourselves. The conflicts, the divisions, and the feeling that things or emotions are other than ourselves. We feel that warfare is something out there, something others are instigating, and yet we live perpetually with internal wars, perpetually with internal wars, even as we attempt to live a peaceful life.
So the greatest enemy,
Yoshikage.
Kanya, the greatest enemy is not about people. No, the greatest enemy is within yourself. The war within yourself, a war that you need to fight against your own poverty. You see, I love exam so much when I was your age. I always look forward to exam. Trust me, because I live in a very, very poverty family. Okay, so I realized that the only way to get out of poverty is to pass my exam with flying colors. Must be with flying colors. So I do that until when Sec 3, all my results like shit, all failed except my literature. Even my best subject history also failed. So until that day, it's like war against me. Why am I doing that? War of what? War against myself means war being what it calls procrastination. You know what's the meaning of procrastination, kind of?
Yes.
How you put it, procrastinating myself. And war against my devil inside me. But it's good, no? After looking back, now I'm 54 years old. After looking back at the age of 15, like Han Ling and Tian Yu, I can now share my personal experience with people like you. You see? So next year, Kang Yao, you're Sec 3, right?
Yeah.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you. You're going to be a lot. Agree on Han Ling and Tian Yu, right? They are the.
I mean, in a sense, right, your subject count is decreased in a way, but in the way it becomes a lot important because all subject is now very important. It depends on what you take. If you take like 6 subjects like me, which is what most people should be taking, then it's not gonna be that hard. While if you are taking like 7 subjects, I guess you can screw up 1 subject, but yeah. If you are taking 6, you have to take all.
Yeah, you cannot drop because you cannot drop your admission to JC and Poly. Oh, so I can tell you, Kang Yao, next year you're going to be a shit life for you. But how are you going to handle this shit life for the next 10 months from January to October? You know why? Because after that, October, you free already, exam over there. So you have to prepare, bro. Because I've been seeing day in, day out in my previous school, in now, like people like your friend here, your leaders, your big brother here, not really big, your senior here, you're going to be go through. I can tell you, no matter how good your result is, no matter what, you're going to feel very, very stressful in Sec 3. You know why? Because the Sec 4 will pass the baton to you already. 对吗? You're going to be the 大师兄了. Then you got a lot of responsibility. And that's what this gentleman means, internal. So, 看要有时候你要坐下来把全部东西丢在一边 meditation. Do you have a religion, by the way?
No.
So for me, because I come from a Christian school, okay? So I will tell when my student come, wow, Mr. Sean, wow, they will say vulgarity in front of me. I'm very serious. And as a discipline teacher, I don't take it. I rather my students say it up than commit suicide and cut themselves. True not, Kang Yao? True not? So I feel, yeah, well, Mr. Sean really, then 他等完了你怎么讲? Okay, are you done? Yes. Isaiah is coming in very stressed. My parents is in the midst of divorce. I was like, the last one, Okay, now I understand where it comes from. You see, he needs someone to talk to. It's just like war. You need some things to start off so that people can transform their life. So you don't see this kind of thing in your Sec 2 or Sec 3 or Sec 4 essay. Your job is to write yes, agree, don't agree, bad, good, example. That's about it. But now you understand, Kanya. You go deeper in the understand the meaning of it. Then when you have deeper understanding, like the 2 gentlemen here, they know already. This is how I teach. They know, oh, okay, I know 那个来龙去脉，整个过程，为什么要打仗？明白吗？ Okay, 不要你 don't go and tell me I'm only at 14, 15 years. I don't buy this. You see, you can imagine, you know why? If you are 14, 15, you are just sit there and study only, like, bro. There are 10 million children there are taking rifle, taking chanko, okay, begging on the street. No food, no parents, nothing to eat, 14, 15 years old, and they use their bare hand to work. You use your bare hand to write and type there, and you still complain. My policy to all my students, Kanya, is very simple already. Just shut up and do a good job. Fair enough? Sure. See, when you are crying and the baby that time, infant, your mother also just shut up and do a good job and change your pamper, right? You don't throw the pamper, Kanya, 自己换尿布. 不可能的嘛。那你 daddy 啊，我今天做工很累了，儿子啊，你自己喝牛奶，我不要喂你 ，agree 了，你不可能的吗？对吗 ？So just do a good job, okay? Can you?
In this feature, we unfold that Krishna has to say
I can't hear you.
has to say about war.
No, can you start again? I think it's
Hmm?
lagging just now.
Okay. In this feature, we unfold what Krishna has to say about war, something that has been with humanity for millennia and has not left us, and explore whether it is possible to live truly peacefully inwardly and so outwardly. The problem of war have existed before, but most of us have not been concerned with them as they were remote and not affecting us personally and deeply. But now war is at our doorstep and seems to dominate the minds of most people. Perhaps our wars can energize
Our
our
events.
shit, my bad. Okay. Perhaps our events can energize our inquiry into not only why the current wars are taking place, but moreover into the very cause of conflict and whether it is possible for humanity to survive, to live without war. The problem that we should discuss, which is ever present, is that of the individual and his relationship with another, which is society. If we can understand this complex problem, then perhaps we shall be able to avoid the many causes that ultimately lead to war. War is a symptom, however brutal and diseased, and to deal with the outer manifestation
Manifestation.
Okay.
One more time.
Manifestation without regard to the deeper causes of it. It is futile and purposeless. In fundamentally changing the causes, perhaps we can bring about a peace that is not destroyed by outer circumstances.
So in order to avoid war-wide events, in order to avoid war, in order to avoid cloning, that's the wrong hand. The problem is not about the war. War is just a symptom. How we get rid of this symptom is all depends on internal belief. You have to believe what you think is right. Okay, if you don't do that, okay, it's a very short article, so I just give you an idea. In fact, the article Kang Yao is about 10 pages. I think around 5 or 10 pages. I can't remember. So I just give you these ideas. Okay, it's just to give you ideas that we have to control our own emotion. Okay, sometimes I don't know Kang Yao and Han Ling and Tian Yu, be honest, I do have. Sometimes I war against my wife, my parents. I don't talk to them. I show them Cold War. You know Cold War, right? Don't talk, cold shoulder. I don't know about you. Sure have one, correct now. 你可能没有跟你父母亲讲话一两天 because of certain things. Correct now. This is considered war already. But why before you realize you can start the war with your parents? There's this internal self that cannot take it anymore. You feel frustrated. That's where he's saying you decided to blow out. The moment you blow out, 一事不可以收拾，一发不能收拾。You cannot sorry. The only thing you can say sorry, but it's too late already. So that is why you see the monk and the priest, those people, their patience is damn bloody good. It's really 最高境界, very high standards. The top, the guru. I cannot. Sometimes I also get very fed up to my own children, even to my wife, to myself sometimes. And even to my students, sometimes I cannot take it. You know who are Han Ling and Tian Yu? For tomorrow, you know who not? Mian Mian.
I know. For a second I was thinking about Hao Xian, but I never, because it's always you hate the negative one.
Bro got the main target wrong.
Oh,
no, because Cher hates, like, don't like her because she's always negative about herself.
yes.
And not Hao Xian. But
No,
for a second I was thinking about Hao Xian. I was like, but why do you hate him? But like, oh wait, never mind. I understand.
I don't hate him. I don't like student to say, negative. And then she's listening, she will do other things and then post it inside the Zoom chat just to get awareness and let people know, oh, sorry, sent to the wrong group. I mean, twice, understand, but it's been regularly, you're getting wrong attention seeking. Okay, and then you're having exam and yet you're doing all these things, you're not doing justice to yourself. So just now we are talking about this. Okay, what do you think? What is the title for this? What are you going to write the starting? So Kang Yao, this is a 1917 newspaper. you are a journalist. So let's say we are taking time machine back to 1917. So Kang Yao, you're the journalist reporter. How are you going to start your first paragraph here? It's a bit small. I'm not sure I can blow out and let you see. Okay, the way, very small, not very clear. Our country by something like that. I just see our country. So how are you going to start off, honey? Just an introduction. So we are done.
I think we talk about like we can create like an imagery of how it was like.
Everyone?
Let's say something like how do Americans love to write it? They love to write it like really like ironic and stuff.
Exactly.
Bang, bang.
Very punchy, very catchy and hook you, right? Correct now.
Yeah. That's all Americans.
Kang Yao, you mean by is that actually bringing it out to the attention. Remember, Kang Yao, 1970, the most popular thing is the newspaper. Now in 2023, newspaper is like nobody wants to read. Everyone wants to read e-newspaper, e-books, don't know what things, right? All right now. So there is the transformation. Yes, exactly. Sorry, suddenly my chest pain. Oh, sorry, excuse me. So okay, how do you start? You're typing, honey?
No, I'm thinking.
Okay, so Kang Yao, how are you going to start? For this one, the article here. So I'm just sharing this. Kang Yao, later you have to continue your homework here because today is the last lesson already. So you all must start completing all if you can.
So can I just say, you want to live, well, you better fight for it.
Oh, okay. That's the starting of your headline. If you want to stay alive and live with your life, fight for your life. Cannot.
Yeah.
That's a strong statement. If you want to live for your life and fight for your life, and you want to live a longer life and live a good life, let's fight for your life. So what are you waiting for? Let's join the army and fight against this dictatorship. Kang Yao, you get me now? The kind of introductions. Thanks, Tian Yu. Left Hanling and Kang Yao. What do you want to? How are you going to write the introduction? Okay, Tian Yu, can you continue your effect? So we don't do this, do it or don't. This one. Okay, this one can be a homework. Scrolling, do it or don't do it. So it's like, do you agree or don't agree? Why? But let's talk about this one first, okay? Tian Yu, since you have done the newspaper already, so now what you need to do, Tian Yu, is you continue from your effects and impact. So yeah, actually, Kang Yao, this one is actually writing an article. So you see, Hanling already complete this too. So what he needs to do is effect and impact to complete the whole entire article, right? So that he can present like a newspaper article. Okay. So how, Hanling? This one?
Did I say already?
No, I can't really hear. You didn't. You just say the American must have a very strong, catchy phrase.
Like bang, bang. Oh, what do you think it would feel like to be in a soldier in a trench?
No, thank you, sir. Bye.
No. Okay, and then like warfare's not what you imagine. Warfare's not like what you imagine. Or there's a lot of American propaganda posters, but I just can't remember a lot of them.
Hey, you won't be surprised. This one can be your SPQ, huh? This picture.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right. Kang Yao, you know what I mean? If you are taking history next year for Sec3, so you get now you understand? That means you're coming this class here, it's not just to teach you like that. It's really very big. So some people is like, wow, so many things to learn. It's okay. Take bit by pieces and here and there. I told you I'm not preparing you for your Sec2. Okay, Kang Yao, what do you think? Thanks. I will accept this bang. How do you feel in the trench? I can't shit in the trench. I have to eat and shit and pee in the trench. Damn it, man. I regret of taking this trench job. Trench job. I like that. Okay, Kang Yao. Think like a freak, bro. Don't think like, you see, look at these two gentlemen. They think nonsense, not nonsense, sorry. They think like a freak, not nonsense. Correction. Get me now. Please, don't think like in your school now, for goodness sake. Okay, Hanling, I give you 30 seconds to think, Kang Yao. Hanling and Tian Yu, can you please complete your effect and impact? Go. Now, I want it by today, effect and impact. And then after Hanling, Kang Yao, you finish, you have to continue also. Yes. 可以啊。
Um, a a dog gets goes to war. Why won't you?
A dog goes to war, why don't you?
Like those dogs, those army dogs.
Wow, that is a very powerful statement. 如果你不去啊，你连狗都不如。Get it 了？你连狗，你连禽兽都不如。If a dog also participate in the war, what are you waiting for if you are humans? Well, you're changing the journey of a human minds. Okay, thank you so much. I'll leave you for a couple of 15 minutes to seriously complete this, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. I must complete please, because I need to show to your parents that you have done this. Let's go. I will mute. I will go to the restroom for a while to take out my mucus and phlegm. So please, once you're done, of course, put in the Zoom chat. Thank you. Can you, when are you supposed to deliver this, the
Oral.
what, when?
My chair. Wait. Let me check. Cause I'm not sure. Is it we have to submit this Friday, like
Yeah.
at night, like 11?
Everyone
Wait, let
knows
me
the
check.
outcome of war. This is impact or effect?
Effect.
Effect, huh? Thank you. So, Kang Yao, you have to talk about your war and then followed by effect and impact. Don't forget, all your these creative writings essay will be read by most of the students.
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow 11:59.
Do submit.
Yep.
Okay.
So like tomorrow I'm probably gonna start writing. I mean I already did like a write because our teacher asked us to do it in school. But then I might add in or like I might edit most time and like go test if it's around 2 minutes. If not, then I will add or like minus or.
Okay, let's write down while waiting for them. Since later we got to, after the lesson, we got to talk. I got to talk to two of you. So can you, like the questions asked about influencer, you say can you write down there's always a good and a bad side of an influencer. If you have a wrong influencer, so you can talk about Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I did. I say like, let me write down the thing first.
Write down a piece of paper first, so you can say there's always a two sides of the coins. Influencers, social media. Some influencer will advocate to support the environment. Some influencer might bring you to the wrong things to do. They might not be so supportive of certain things. They might change you in the wrong direction.
Something like that. Cause I also did wrote that. So I said like I for one of my, I'm pretty sure for the first. Like my chair, like the worksheet my chair gave is like 2/3, like your thing and then like your introduction 2 points and then your conclusion. So my first point I wrote is like we can influence for like the writing. And inside the thing I wrote Mr. Beast's video as an example, like do you watch the H1 versus 100 or something? H1 to 100
Oh yes,
complete
yes.
for 500k, right?
Yes.
If you watch it, right, then you'll know like her whole point was that maybe the whole point other than entertainment was also like to say that honesty is the best, right? Like or something like that. So that's why I say like the whole point of the video other than for entertainment is to also tell that honesty will always come back to you or something. I appreciate I wrote like honesty will just like repay you in the future, which was why the person won. Because he was being honest about it and then he won about it. He won the event, no?
You can add this, a picture speaks 1,000 words right now. So when watching this as a social media, it helps you to understand things deeper, further, higher, and deep thoughts right now. Yeah. Don't write here.
No, sure. I'm writing here, but I'm gonna get on paper later.
So a picture speaks 1,000 words to give you a more deeper, further, and higher order of thinkings. Okay.
Let me finish the second part. Wait, what's the last one? Outcome, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, correct. Cloning. Or you did the war, Kang Yao. Yeah, now you're doing the cloning, right, Kang Yao? Yes.
What's the third one?
Effect and impact.
Oh, okay.
So you wrote about war and cloning. So now what is the effect for war and cloning? And what is the impact for war and cloning? Okay, get it?
Okay.
You don't do this in your school, to be honest. Okay. This is more a higher level learning and writing. You will ask you, okay, war and cloning, give me 2 examples of 3 war, 1 cloning, or 3 cloning, 1 war, and then tell me which one is better and good, that's all. But this one is more into that. Kang Yao, you got WA exam?
Yes.
When? Tomorrow?
Next week.
What do you have for next week?
English, math, science.
I see.
I think mother tongue also has.
English is what paper?
English is
Writing.
discursive writing.
Oh, okay. So remember, you must have 5 paragraphs. Your introductions must create an atmosphere. And then the best is use your feet spot. The fables, idioms, similes, spaces, occupations, and proverbs. Okay. So discursive questions, the last talk about how teenagers are able to influence the society. Discuss about a journey, a trip to somewhere, to a museum.
Okay.
Make sure what you're writing down here is the same like next week you're doing exam. Short, sweet, and simple, 12 to 15 words. And most of the time it's like a past tense. Of course, you have present tense. So what did your teacher teach you about discussing? Give me one title. I can't think now. I believe you do exercise, right?
What is the joys and frustration of teenagers today?
Then you can start off like that. One man's meat is another man's poison. Okay. Different stroke, different people, different strokes. We have different things. So the joy and frustration today is being a teenagers. Everyone have to go through this cycle. Okay. Let's talk about joy in one paragraph, then talk about sorrow in one paragraph. Then after that, you say there's always up and down, right? Up and down is a piece spot really. There's always up and down in life. Sometimes we need to take some frustrations to beautify our our lifestyle. Hey, what about only eat? You haven't finished the whole thing. For human to eat. That's all. Can you?
Huh? Yeah, that's it.
To eat only, no full stop.
Wait, actually, no, chill. Wait, why did I write to eat? Pretty sure I meant to write to help.
No, you put to eat, ma.
Wait, let me resend it. Wait, I just realized some mistakes. Wait.
Okay. So Kang Yao, also remember, so at the end of the conclusions, joy and frustration, right, discuss. So you can say joy is a right hand, frustration is a left hand. Sometimes you have to clap to make a sound. Sometimes through frustration, you have joy. True enough.
Yes.
So you have to think at a higher order thinkings like that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just that. Second one.
So not the eat one.
It's not.
Okay, so yours is the last paragraph, right? The effect, the impact, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, now you can talk more about your this thing while we finish up Han Ling and Kang Yao one. Yes, talk about your this thing, Kang.
Wait, I'm just writing the thing you're asking right now first.
Okay. Can you write the word paradigm shift also? Can you?
I don't know how to spell that.
Come.
Wait, I'm trying to find all the.
这样了 ，OK。所以你要讲以前的 influence 是站在舞台上跟人家讲 ，they got this Toastmaster. You know Toastmaster? Go and look. Toastmaster is people who stand there and give a speech and influence. But now with the advanced paradigm shift of technologies, people are using this. And you know what is a good thing about this, bro? It's without border and it's 24/7. Agree? Without border, Russian one can see, US can see, China can see, Mongolia. As long as you got Wi-Fi, you can see, you can learn.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think a lot of people will say this. And then it's 24/7. You can there's no time zone. You're going to watch this influence at your own comfort of your home, or even the toilet, in the bus, in the train when you're free. Or sometimes it's good that social media influence can distress you, can teach you a trick or two to learn how to distress, 对吗?
Yes.
So a lot to say lah, bro. No problem. When is your exam coming up for English?
I think it's 1st of August.
So you don't know what is the title, of course, right?
No.
So the joy and the frustration you return to the teacher already, right? You submit already, right?
Yeah.
What is the grade for that?
She doesn't put a grade. She just mark. And says if it's correct or wrong.
So how is it?
It was okay.
any grammar mistake, or is it your handwriting? Because I haven't seen your handwriting, so I'm not sure how did the teacher comment of your handwriting. Is it neat or untidy or too small, too big?
She just commented that my paragraphs should only focus on one point.
Yes, correct. Yes. Take note, 1.1 paragraph. Just like now I'm teaching you like that. Okay. You talk about wall, then you talk about clothing. You don't mix unless these two got some related things. Okay. So next Friday, all your exam will be bye-bye already, end already, completed.
No.
Huh?
There's still like geography or
History.
Yeah, history or
Science, math.
yeah.
Wait, what you're doing for history?
That's why it's set 2.
History is
I know.
housing and like preparing the housing in last time Singapore and now Singapore.
Wait. Are you talking about Singapore housing?
It's like housing or hawker center or entertainment. It's
That's
like
history of Singapore.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so boring.
That feels a lot like Gel instead, but
Yeah,
okay, never mind. I mean, different school. Cause I'm pretty sure back then for the history for Sec 2 for mine, right, in HL1 it's mostly about the Japan overtaking Singapore. But I'm pretty sure there was also a part. And then I also have the 4 riots in Singapore.
Yeah,
the major riots.
Okay, Hanling, are you done?
Well, I'm trying to perfect my paragraph. I want it to be perfect.
I know you.
Perfection.
I don't want to take out too much of your time because we got another second part for you, Hanling and Tian Yu.
Huh? Sure what?
No,
So it's supposed to be one complete paragraph. It's supposed to be one complete paragraph.
This one is under the effect, is it?
Yeah.
Then followed by this one below physical and psychological, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So now where's your impact?
Impact on the way.
I
wrote everything down. I just haven't sent it yet.
I tell you what, we will stop here because our dear friend with the exam, so I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Right.
Okay, Ken? But
wait, one more thing is, we are doing the thing now or like can we do it next week?
Oh wait, let me stop first. 1, 2. Kang Yao, do you want to say something? If not, I will stop already.
No, I'm still writing.
Where?
At the effect.
How many more?
I think there's still I only did half.
Okay, can you copy somewhere and paste it somewhere first? Or later you send to WhatsApp to me?
I saved it on a Google Doc.
Then you can WhatsApp me if you want to, okay?
Oh, so I send you the...
Well, then I can paste for you. Don't worry. So Hanling and then you can send to me. Hanling and not Tian Yu done already. Hanling and Kang Yao, you can send to me.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Kang Yao, you go first. Take